Hi guys, welcome back to another video with Jess Hover. Today I am talking to you about embracing your weaknesses and expecting strength. So, I don't like to feel weak. I like to plan ahead. I love to be prepared for things. I read books, I Google, I ask questions. I'm always looking for advice on stuff. If I feel weak at something, I would rather not do it at all than try and know that I won't be good at it. And that goes for little things like taking a dance class to like baking something. That even goes for good things. Recently I had an opportunity when someone was saying that they would cover my flight to Michigan so that I could take the baby and she could meet Shaun's parents for the first time. And I said no thank you because I felt weak in traveling alone with the baby. I'd never done it before. I have a little sister who helps me to know when I'm tripping, and immediately when I told her that I was saying no thank you to that offer, she told me that I wasn't gonna say no thank you, that I actually needed to say yes and go for it and try. And she was right. I did it and I'm so grateful because it went really well. I've noticed you guys are not that different. I see in a lot of my friends the same kind of thing, that you guys, if you don't feel strong in a thing, you don't want to do it. And it could be a lot of stuff. It could be like a dream or a desire that you have that you know you'd really like to try, but you're not sure you could actually do it well. And so you're just avoiding it and staying safe and doing the things you know. Even recently, friends have been writing me saying that they want to come to Los Angeles in January and do the Beauty Arise Discipleship Training School. But you're saying, I don't know if I can get the money. The financial weakness there is keeping you from pursuing something that you love. And I get it. I've been in the same situation. But then I open the Bible and I see that actually oftentimes in Scripture, God allows, not even allows, He orchestrates things in a way where His people are weak, and then He can swoop in strength and show Himself faithful. Cool example of this is in the book of Judges, which I have my Bible right here. If you follow me on Snapchat, you remember this guy. We call him Neil. Carly Chrisman and I thought of that. Okay, book of Judges, chapter 7. Read it yourself because I'm going to paraphrase it, and the paraphrase is not going to be as good as the real thing. There's this guy, and his name is Gideon, and he's an Israelite, and there's an army called the Midianites, and they are oppressing Israel. Or an army. They're a people group. God says to Gideon, all right, Gideon, you are going to go lead an army against the Midianites, and I'm gonna bring the victory. And Gideon's afraid at first. In fact, he does all these things like he lays out a fleece and he's like, God, if this is really you, then make the fleece wet and the ground below it dry. And God does. And then he's like, okay, now God, make the fleece dry and the ground below it wet. And He does. You see, there's times when God is telling you to do something, He'll actually bring confirmation so that you can be really sure that it's Him. It's a cool thing about the Lord. God tells Gideon this. Finally, Gideon is down with the plan of God, and he's got this army of 32,000 people to go against the Midianites. It sounds like a lot of people, but the Midianites were massive. It says that they were like locusts. You could look out and it was all you saw was these people. So Gideon thinks he's getting ready, and then God says, hey, Gideon, your army's too big. I'm gonna make it smaller, because if you guys go against the Midianites now and you conquer them in battle, you are going to think you did it in your own strength. And I need everyone to know that I'm bringing the victory. So Gideon turns to his armies and says, hey, if any of you guys are afraid, you can go home. And 22,000 of them turn around and go home. So he's left with 10,000, okay? Much smaller than his original army, but he's like, okay, God, cool, I did it. And God's like, no good. Your army is still too big. I need it to be smaller. So then God tells him this thing, like they're going to go down to a river. All of them are going to drink water. The ones who drink water like dogs, like bend down and lap it, those are the ones that are going to stay and fight the battle. The ones who kneel down and bring the water to their mouths, all of those people are going to go home. Guess what? Of the 10,000 people who are left, only 300 of them kneel down and drink the water like a dog. And so Gideon is left with an army of 300 people to go against these people that are so numerous you can't even count them. God has orchestrated weakness because He's saying, I want you guys to see that when you get the victory, I did it. Spoiler alert. God is right. Gideon goes against this army. It's actually really cool. The army freaks out in the middle of the night and they start destroying each other, and Gideon's guys aren't even killing people, they're all killing themselves. And I found encouragement realizing that God actually wants me to embrace my weaknesses, because when I have weakness and I surrender those things to God, He is able to come through in strength. I saw this lived out in a really cool way recently with Shaun. We were in Barcelona. Some of you guys remember on social media, he was doing a skate trick and he fell and broke his wrist. I wasn't there, I was still at the apartment, but some of the skaters came home early and told me he has broken his wrist, and I was bummed, and I felt like he was probably bummed. So I was expecting him to come home in not such a great mood, because he was so excited to get this trick, and he had a photographer there and a guy to film it, and it was going to be like perfect. And then he didn't, and he broke his wrist. Shaun came home, he was in a great mood. Actually, I could film a whole nother video on his attitude. And so what Shaun did with the footage was he took the footage of falling and breaking his wrist and put it together and posted it on Instagram. And then this company called Thrasher, which is like the biggest company in skateboarding, reposted the video. They would not have posted the video if he had landed the trick, because it wouldn't have been that cool compared to all the other things that they could share. But the fact that he didn't land the trick and the video was really cool that he put together, then Thrasher magazine is sharing it. I'm going to show you the video in a second. Shaun will come in. Also, the video of Shaun in his flip-flops. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there was a video that Shaun made a few days after he broke his wrist. And he had gone out skating with the guys, and he was in his little like brace thing, and he specifically wore flip-flops so that he wouldn't be tempted to skate, and of course it didn't work. So he's skating in flip-flops, doing a few tricks, people are filming it. Shaun then takes the footage and puts it together and puts it on Instagram, and it goes viral, like it's popping up all over the place. This guy skating in in a cast in flip-flops. And Shaun and I were laughing about this, because if Shaun was in regular shoes without his arm in a brace, the video wouldn't have been popular. But it was actually his weaknesses that made the video strong. Look who woke up. Say hi. Hi, baby. Shawnee.
Yes.
He's gonna show us the video.
I'd love to show you a video of me breaking my wrist.
Perfect.
It's got 34,000 likes, so hopefully you also like it as much as other people did.
34,000.
Yeah, there we go. There's the broken wrist. Oh yeah. Adjust that. There we go.
Okay, skateboarding and flip-flops video came after that.
Alright, I've got the flip-flop video pulled up. Jessica's in the back while Eloise is taking a large poop. Look at that little thing. In my fresh cast and sling and the flip-flops. Someone posted on Facebook and it got like 1 million views on it. Yeah. It was crazy. That sparked up inspiration to skate in flip-flops more often. And Rainbow Flip-Flops actually sent me free flip-flops, and Jessica some. You never know what's going to happen from something as silly as skating in flip-flop.
I am here making YouTube videos. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am not strong in editing. I know how to talk, and I like you guys, so I can film, but editing is just not my thing. I would love, while I'm talking to you, to like have little things pop up that like show you Shaun skateboarding over here and like a picture of us in Spain. I don't know how to do any of that. But I can use this opportunity to embrace my weakness and allow God to come through in strength. I'm sure I'll grow along the way, but also I have an iPad that I can show you tricks on until I figure out how to make those things pop over my head. And it's cool. And it's an opportunity for me to see God's faithfulness. Also, I do not know how to be a mom. Like all the moms who have come before me, it's not actually something you know how to do until you've become a mother. I feel like every single day I wake up weak. I have no clue how to take care of my little one, and yet I surrender that weakness to God, and He comes through in strength. And at the end of my life, if somebody says, Jess, you were an awesome mom, I will be able to say, thank you so much. My God is totally faithful. I was weak every day and He was strong every day, and somehow I did it. I was a mom, and one day maybe a grandma and a great grandma, because that would be so fun. My encouragement for you, friends, is to figure out what areas of your life do you feel weak in, and the areas specifically that are holding you back from things that you know you should be doing. Do you have a dream or a desire that you really should be walking out in, but you're holding back because you feel weak and you're trying to avoid weakness, surrender the weakness to God. We can be like Paul. He said, I take pleasure in my weaknesses. And he lists out all these different weaknesses. He says, I take pleasure in them, for when I am weak, I am strong. He has come to a place where he so embraces his weakness that he actually understands that weakness is strength. God's strength is made perfect in weakness. All of that to say, weakness, embrace it. Embrace your weakness and expect strength.
And embrace your baby.
That's right.
And expect love. Hello.
Okay, say goodbye. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, goodbye.
Say bye. Say bye, sweetheart.
Can you say bye?
Can you say bye? Hi, honey.
No, I didn't say cry. I said bye.
Hi.
Bye, not cry.
She loves that sound. Okay, thank you. Bye.